Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another expert talk with UN Women AI School. And today we're super lucky to have with us Trisha, Head of Public Policy at LinkedIn. Today we'll be looking at the two amazing things that we will have in our pocket today. The key findings of the Women and Future Jobs, a policy brief that was a collaboration with LinkedIn and UN Women that is looking into the impact of Gen AI on the future jobs of women and girls in Asia Pacific. And how can we link, what do we learn from this policy brief for ourselves as participants of the AI school? And that's almost all of you have gotten the LinkedIn Premium. Thanks to LinkedIn for the offer to all of our AI school participants. And how can you leverage the key features to learn and prepare for the future jobs? We highly recommend that you follow Trisha on LinkedIn to see her amazing insights and opportunities that she really shares, but also to keep up to date with what's LinkedIn and Southeast Asia are up to. So, Trisha, thank you so much for being a wonderful partner. You've been always supportive of the work of UN Women and the AI School. And we're super happy to hear from you today, and starting with the key findings of the Women in the Future Jobs. I'll give you the floor and the presentation from your side whenever you're
Thank you.
ready.
Thank you, Matt. And good morning, good afternoon, maybe even good evening to all participants at the UN Women AI School. I'm thrilled to be joining you today. As Imad shared, we've had this wonderful collaboration with UN Women, starting with a lot of program type of partnership, and then now evolving into a research partnership, and now, of course, supporting all of you with the tools to leverage LinkedIn better so that you can advance in your career. I've got some slides. I'm going to try to share my screen here. Let's see, that should work. Share this. Share that. Can you, Iman, Federica, thumbs up if you can share. Yeah, okay, great. Okay, wonderful. So you can see my slides here. So I'll break up this presentation into two parts. So first, I will share with y'all the high-level findings of a report we published, or a brief we published with UN Women. I think it was published about a month or so ago. If you scan that QR code, you'll see the full report, but I'll give you a high-level insights of the main findings today. See now. So the report is based on LinkedIn's data, what we call LinkedIn's economic graph. LinkedIn economic graph is essentially all the data that we've got on LinkedIn. Today, we've got over 1.2 billion members globally, 69 million companies that are represented, millions of open jobs that are open at any given point, and tens and thousands of skills and schools that are represented on the platform. Now, what this gives us is a real-time granular view on how the labor market is changing and how we can all prepare for emerging technologies like AI as it impacts the future of work. So we leveraged all the insights from LinkedIn's economic graph for the brief in partnership with UN Women. You might have heard some of these findings from one of my colleagues who I think was a speaker about 2 weeks ago, but I'll give you a high level anyway. So the first key finding in the report is whether or not workers are changing jobs, our jobs are changing on us. So you can be at the same job for 5 years, but you can suddenly feel like the skills needed to do your job are changing very rapidly. There you go. So I think we need to start thinking about our jobs as just job titles to jobs as a collection of skills and tasks. And this is very important because we know that AI is this accelerating force that's changing nature of our jobs, but AI is not going to replace job titles. AI is going to replace specific tasks within our jobs. So it's important for us to start thinking about our jobs as a collection of tasks and skills. And we're already seeing that skills are changing very quickly within our jobs. So in the report, we said that between 2016 and 2023, even if you had not changed jobs, skills in your jobs had probably changed by about 40% between 2016 and 2023. Fast forward that out to 2030, skills needed for any given job would have changed by as much as 70% compared to doing that same job in 2016. So our jobs are changing very quickly. Skills needed to do our jobs are changing very quickly. But we know that the impact of AI is not going to be uniform across all jobs. So in the report, we introduced a skills-based framework that LinkedIn has been developing to understand how AI is going to impact every single job, taking that skills perspective. So we have a set of generative AI complementary skills that all our jobs probably have. It means you can do your job alongside Gen AI. And then there are skills within all our jobs that may be replicated by generative AI. So we mapped then each occupation to the extent to which we've got Gen AI complementary skills and Gen AI replicable skills. We mapped it and we had three broad buckets: insulated jobs, augmented jobs, and disrupted jobs. Now, insulated jobs are really jobs that may not face as much disruption from generative AI because a lot of the job requires core skills like empathy, judgment, a lot of the human skills. So we see care economy workers, for example, largely in that category. Then we've got on the bottom right-hand quadrant a set of disrupted set of occupations. Now, these are occupations that may face higher disruptions because they have a high proportion of Gen AI replicable skills. And these are roles such as customer service representatives, translators, administrative assistants. And then we've got jobs in between, augmented jobs. And these are jobs that have both high replicable, Gen AI replicable skills, as well as high Gen AI complementary skills. So based on this mapping, we then looked at the proportion of women who are in each of these occupations and each of these categories of jobs: insulated, augmented, disrupted. And what we find is that women tend to be more likely represented in roles that are going to be impacted. When I say impacted by Gen AI, I mean jobs that are either in the augmented or disrupted categories of jobs. So if I just looked at some of the developing markets that we've got covered in the report, Bangladesh and India, for example, if I looked at the net proportion of male workers in these categories of jobs versus female workers in these categories of jobs, you will see that there are more women in job roles that could be potentially disrupted or impacted, augmented by generative AI. And then taking that same categorization of disrupted, augmented, insulated, what we found, we then started to look at when women move jobs, do they then increase or reduce their exposure to potential job impact or displacement? We found that women are more likely to move from that disrupted category of jobs, say admin assistant, customer service representative, translators. Women are more likely, when they look for another job, they're more likely to stay in that disrupted category of jobs. And then when we looked at when women were switching jobs, we noticed that women still take longer to enter a new job, regardless of which category of job they come from. So whether it's insulated, augmented, or disrupted, when they're switching into a different job, they still take longer to look for another job or land another job. And that's of course based on many different factors, some of which the report covers. And then when we looked at job application rate, women tend to send a higher share of job applications to disrupted categories of jobs. So I think all of this is important as we think about our roles, how it's going to be impacted by AI, how we can use AI as a tool, but then also the career sort of path and trajectory that we are thinking to embark on. So we know that AI is going to have an impact in our world of work. We know we have to build AI skills. Now, there's of course opportunities for us to build AI engineering skills, although not all of us are going to become AI engineers, but these are in-demand skills that are coming up. Now, when it comes to AI engineering skills, we notice that women are adding more AI engineering skills to their LinkedIn profile. that's on the first, I should have done some animation here, but that's the first chart that you see on your left, engineering skills. So both men and women are adding AI engineering skills at a rapid pace on their LinkedIn profiles. But we see that there's a gender gap already starting to widen, right? So we see that the rate of men adding AI engineering skills to their LinkedIn profiles, denoted by the green line, is moving faster than women. And then on the right, we've got AI literacy skills. Now, like I said, not all of us are going to become AI engineers, but every single one of us, and this is why you're at the UN Women AI School, you're trying to build your AI literacy, fluency, and confidence in using AI tools. So all of us must develop AI literacy skills. But we're noticing again that on LinkedIn profiles, men are tending to add more AI literacy skills compared to women. And of course, we know that AI literacy, AI fluency is going to become a core skill in the modern workforce. So it's incredibly important that all of us continue to add AI literacy skills to LinkedIn. And then as we continue to build our careers within this AI economy, we notice that soft skills are going to be increasingly more in demand. Now, they're both, when we looked at the extent to which women add soft skills on LinkedIn, they tend to add more soft skills compared to men on their LinkedIn profiles. And I don't have this data on the slide here, but when we looked at job postings, that means our customers and employers who are posting on LinkedIn, they tend to also indicate more soft skills. And over 92% of employers that we had surveyed said that they really value and they feel that soft skills are incredibly important in an AI economy. So the good news is that women are already, and we tend to showcase our soft skills more on the LinkedIn platform, and that puts us in a bit of a competitive advantage already. So that's the findings of the report. Very high level. There's a great set of recommendations as well that UN Women had put together in the report. So I encourage you to read it when you've got time. It's not too long. We tried to make it as reader friendly as possible. But I wanted to make this session a bit more tangible. And what can we do next? So what can we do to future-proof our careers to ensure that we can continue to build out these resilient careers within this AI economy? So now you've all got LinkedIn Premium. I think you might already know how to use LinkedIn on a basic level. So I think I wanted to highlight or spotlight some of the premium features that you have and how you can use it and how you can get the most out of it so that you can continue to succeed in this evolving new future world of work that we're all in. So first and foremost, LinkedIn's a very powerful tool, and we find that it's very valuable, of course, for as you want to get hired. So 7 people are hired every minute on the LinkedIn platform. So it's important for you to showcase your best self, the set of skills that you've got, so that you can position yourself in the best possible way, whether you're actively looking for a job or you're passively sort of in the labor market and somebody may be able to identify you as a great new talent. So LinkedIn Premium features are constantly being updated. So some of this may be different in a couple of months as we continue to invest in the LinkedIn Premium experience. But firstly, LinkedIn Premium gets you access to LinkedIn Learning, which is this 22,000 courses online learning library that we've got. It's got great, short, on-demand, granular, bite-sized learning material. So I've been trying to upskill in AI as well. So the last few weeks, I've been watching a lot of LinkedIn Learning courses on AI, on Gen AI, and how to better leverage these tools. So that's on LinkedIn Learning. And it's not just AI. There's also lots of courses on professional skills, business skills, creative skills. It's also got, of course, if you want to look at more technical skills, you want to learn Python, for example, you've got LinkedIn Learning as a tool for you to use. You also probably have noticed that you can use Gen AI. We've embedded it into the LinkedIn Premium experience in many ways. You can enhance your LinkedIn profile, for example, get help drafting posts, and you also get very personalized insights on jobs. There are also some exclusive tools, which I'll cover for LinkedIn Premium users, including getting help on interview prep. So we can enhance our human skills and soft skills that are so in demand in today's AI economy. So I'll highlight a few of them. Now, first and foremost, I think we should reframe the difference between a LinkedIn profile and your resume. So your LinkedIn profile is discoverable to almost all potential employers and recruiters, whether or not you are actively looking for a job or not. Your LinkedIn profile is that professional brand that you've got on the LinkedIn platform. It helps you tell this more holistic professional story. You know, your resume is this snapshot of what you've done, your experiences, etc. Sometimes, of course, includes your volunteer experiences, your other leadership positions that you may have had outside of your day jobs. But it is still is where you have to submit your resume. But your profile, your LinkedIn profile is always there, and it has so much more holistic story of your experience, right? It tells you what maybe you're interested in, some people you follow, some thought leaders. It could also include recommendations, endorsements, and skills that you've got. So there's a whole LinkedIn learning course, and it's completely free and open, so you can share with all your friends. Called Rock Your LinkedIn Profile. And I think we'll send you this deck, so you'll be able to click on that link. So that will give you step-by-step overview of how to build a great LinkedIn profile and what you need to think about as you're building it. Now, the first thing is you should always tell your story on LinkedIn, and there are a few ways in which you can do that. One is your headline. So as you can see, this little bit that's been highlighted in the pop-up here. Your headline is the few words that come just under your name when somebody is searching for you or your profile comes up on LinkedIn. And it needs to be this quick overview of who you are and maybe some of your core skills if you want, or the experience you have in certain industries. And I think you should think about whether and how it captures your unique professional brand. If you're struggling with what to say and how to say it, this is where your premium AI features come into play. So when you're editing your LinkedIn profile, there will be a premium AI feature that says Write with AI when you're editing the headline. And that can help you come up with a headline that maybe better summarizes your experience and positions you as this professional that would be very attractive to a potential employer. In the About Summary page, which it comes up as like this nice few paragraphs, sometimes bullet points that you can put down to summarize your experience. So there's an easy formula to use. You can sort of say who you are in a few sentences, a summary of your experience, some of your passions, because you're humanizing yourself on LinkedIn, and maybe ways in which you are looking to grow and develop, because learning and upskilling is such a core part of being successful in today's labor market. And again, here, if you are still struggling a little bit with what to say, or you've got a draft but you want to improve it, the GIF here doesn't show this, but there will be a Write with AI button that you can hit. And that will generate a draft for you, which you can review and edit. And hopefully that helps as a tool for you to communicate your skills, your experiences better. And some of us, this is again not a premium feature, but I think it's an important one for us to highlight, is that LinkedIn's been doing a lot of work on destigmatizing career breaks. So some of you may have had a break in your career for different reasons. It could have been for health, well-being, it could have been for caregiving duties. So LinkedIn is offering this is again completely free, it's not a premium feature. But if you've had a career break, you can put that down on LinkedIn, be very confident in communicating the skills you may have developed during the career break. So I think that's an important one for us to highlight. And 62% of people we surveyed report taking a career break at some point in our careers. So we shouldn't be shy about it. It's an important part of our career journey. And it's an opportunity here for you to tell your professional story within that context of a career break. And then you can highlight your skills. This is, I think I was in the future in the report we did with UN Women, Future Jobs and Women, we noticed that women don't tend to add AI literacy skills as much as men, or if they have AI engineering skills, maybe they're not adding them. So I think it's important for us to think about the skills that we have. It can be AI literacy skills. So all of you should have now AI literacy skills, right? You may have used tools like ChatGPT or Copilot. Maybe some of you have built AI agents. You can maybe put down Microsoft Copilot Studio or AI agents as a skill. And this is all really important for you to showcase and include because potential employers are looking for talent who may are looking for talent with these AI literacy skills. And I think we want to also highlight you should put a mix of hard and soft skills. So you may have, say, hard skills like you know how to code and you're an expert in Python, for example. Put that down, yes, but also showcase that you've got maybe good public speaking skills or communication skills, or you have leadership skills because you've led in your communities and in your jobs, etc. You can add up to 50 skills, 50. And it's important to put down skills that you have as opposed to aspirational skills that you want to build. And we noticed that members who include skills get 2 times as many profile views, 2 times as many connection requests, and 4 times as many messages. So it's important for us to all think about our skills, break it down, and showcase that on LinkedIn. And then with your premium feature, you get to message connections beyond your network. So if you're not a premium member, you may have limitations on who you can message. It needs to be, I think, within your network first, second, or third degree. But if you're a premium member, you get to message anyone on the LinkedIn platform, even if you're not connected with them. And this is a very valuable feature because we want to encourage you to build your network, connect with thought leaders, connect with potentially somebody who's working at an organization that you want to work at, or you're seeking out a mentor, or you're seeking out some information. You can connect with more people and grow your network through LinkedIn email messages. So again, there is, I think this next slide here. You can, there are ways in which you should consider writing messages. Like, I think sometimes I get messages from folks on LinkedIn and it's very transactional. It's like, hi, Trisha, I'm looking to work at LinkedIn and I saw this job open. Can you refer me? Those types of messages I may not reply as quickly, but I think I tend to then reply to messages that are more genuine. They maybe pointed out and picked out something from my profile and they're seeking some information. And we all want to help each other and one another. So when you're thinking about sending messages, especially cold messages to somebody you're not connected with or maybe slightly outside of your network, try to find something on their LinkedIn profile that you can speak to, something in common that you've got with them, and be clear in the advice you need or the information you're trying to seek on. Maybe try and make it less transactional. And I think if you're struggling with the words, again, there are AI tools to help with crafting that message for you. And you can see right there, there's this Write with AI button that pops up. And you can click that and it helps to draft at least a first quick draft for you to use. And once you've got this great LinkedIn profile, you spend a lot of time building your network, it's time to apply for jobs. So there are many ways in which we encourage you to maybe position your profile as one that's open and ready for work. Now, some of us may not be actively job hunting, and that's where your LinkedIn profile says passive overview of your professional brand and experience. But when you're actively searching, you can consider, depending on where you're in your career, you can consider putting an open to work badge on your LinkedIn profile photo, or you can sort of secretly put your open to work. It doesn't have to show on your profile. You can actually say you're open to work without saying to the world, including your current boss, that you're open to new jobs. And I'll go through some of this in the next few slides. So there are different ways in which, of course, you can explore jobs. Well, it's not different ways. There's one way you can explore jobs. There's a jobs tab. You click that and you can filter jobs by keywords, by job titles. But I think what's really helpful if you are a LinkedIn Premium feature is that because you've got a great LinkedIn profile already, you've spent a lot of time including your experience, your skills, the the AI features when you're searching for a job will help you to identify whether or not you're a good fit for this job and some of the skills that you should build. And it will take you to some LinkedIn learning courses if you're looking to build those skills. I'll see maybe if I can do it live on my LinkedIn later. But if you look at the snapshot here, right above the words easy apply, there are these stars. Am I a good fit for this job? How can I be a best position how can I best position myself for this job? Those are some Gen AI prompts you can click and it will quickly analyze the job posting. It will analyze your LinkedIn profile and the skills you have, and it'll help to identify where you may be able to build the right experience and skills in order to position yourself best for this role. You've also got, I already said this, LinkedIn Learning. It's got 22,000 courses and it's constantly being updated every week. And it's great for you to pick up these quick skills, maybe for a job that you're looking to apply to, or if you're just looking to upskill generally in your leadership skills, your management skills, etc. There's just 22,000 courses. And they're also, you can also, once you complete these courses, you can select professional certificate that you want to download, display it on your LinkedIn profile to showcase that you're committed to lifelong learning and you built some skills that will position you well for the job ahead. So LinkedIn Premium members get full access to the LinkedIn Learning Library. And then when you are applying for jobs, of course, if you're actively job hunting, apply actively. There are apply job features on any job. So anybody can apply for a job, right? This is not exclusive to LinkedIn Premium members. But what's important for LinkedIn Premium members is that when you're applying for a job, you can indicate that this job is a top choice job that you want to apply to. And that puts your profile in sort of more prominent when the recruiter is looking through candidates and sourcing through candidates. You can only apply for 3 top jobs every month. So think carefully and wisely. If this is really your dream job, go ahead and put down top choice job. And that helps to raise the profile of your application to a potential recruiter. And then when it comes to preparing for interviews, again, LinkedIn Premium's got some features to test your interview questions and you can do sort of mock interviews with this interview prep tool. So things like, you often get questions in interviews: what's your greatest strength? What's your greatest weakness? Tell me about a time you did X, Y, and Z. And LinkedIn Premium helps you to, this interview prep tool on LinkedIn Premium helps you to prepare for those interviews and get feedback as well on your answers. So we'll send you this whole deck, but essentially I want you to remember to showcase your skills on LinkedIn. Think about, LinkedIn puts out a lot of the information on in-demand skills. So if you want to Google LinkedIn in-demand, LinkedIn top jobs on the rise skills, you will find a lot of information on some of the top in-demand skills that are coming up right now. Maybe you've got them. If you've got them, showcase them on LinkedIn. And then, of course, continue to learn, continue to upskill, and happy to take questions and hopefully help with how you use LinkedIn, how you showcase your AI skills, and how you continue to build your careers in an AI economy. Thank you.